let's move on to something on, you just mentioned it yourself, pubs. The headlines today everywhere are about having papers to go into the pub, and lots of people and publicans might not like that very much. Is that the trade-off, that we get to ditch masks and social distancing if we have either a negative COVID test or a vaccine passport to get into the pub?
I think it's far too early to draw any conclusion like that. What we're doing is rolling out a very fast vaccine program and concentrating first on the elderly and the most vulnerable. So we're getting the jabs into the arms of those groups. We're wanting to give them their second doses. Now we'll be focusing a lot on that to protect them, because that's the way to build the wall of resistance around the country to protect us against hospitalisation and death. And in the meantime, obviously we're looking at the issues that are raised by vaccination certification. What can you do? Now, in aviation, clearly there are lots of countries are thinking about using some sort of vaccine passport. And I think that there are three basic components. There's the vaccine, there's your immunity that you might have after you've had COVID, and then there's testing. So there are three things that could work together. No decisions have been taken at all. One thing I will make clear is none of this is obviously going to apply on April the 12th, when it will all be outdoors anyway. So whatever happens, April the 12th will be unaffected.
But just to be clear, from what you're saying, that you are considering that you either will need a test or a vaccination, proof of that, to go indoors into a pub past May the 17th?
Well, all sorts of things are being considered. I really think it's a bit premature to start talking about that. What we want to do is roll out the vaccine program and see what that builds in terms of general resistance to the virus. And I do think there is going to be a role for certification. What we said is that we'll be reporting on the work of the certification group in early April, either on April the 5th or on April the 12th.
So there will be a role for certification, but it might just be for international travel.
I think we need to think carefully about the issues. As I've said before, there are lots of difficult issues, because there are some people who, who for medical reasons can't get a vaccination. Pregnant women can't get a vaccination at the moment. You've got to be careful about how you do this, and you might need to. You might only be able to implement a thoroughgoing vaccination passport scheme, even if you wanted such a thing, in the context of when absolutely everybody had been offered a vaccine. So there are complexities, moral complexities, ethical problems that need to be addressed, and we'll be saying more about it. But on the international travel side, you can see the arguments.